So like everyone this autumn and winter, I am now obsessed with hooded scarves. I think they look super cool, and I'm especially obsessed with the Sophie scarf, which is a knitted hood scarf, but I do not know how to knit yet, and I thought about learning to knit for this project, but I've got a lot of hobbies at the moment, so I want to wait a little while until I learn to knit. So I thought I would look into some crochet alternatives to the Sophie Hood, and instead of wasting that information, I thought I would share it with you here. So without further ado, I will get into the video. I have my iPad here with all my notes. I don't know why there's a load of fruit stickers on the back, it just happened one day, but if I'm looking down, that's where I'm looking. So the first Scoodie on my list that I have is the Komo hooded crochet scarf pattern, which is by Lila, Bjorn Crochet, and this pattern is £4.91 on Etsy. I will put some price conversions by the side. I think most of what I'm going to be talking about is going to be in British pounds, but there might be a couple in US dollars because I am in the US at the moment, and that's just what comes up when I search for them. But anyway, yeah, so this one is £4.91 on Etsy, and it is made out of a DK weight yarn. The yarn that they suggest is this sheep jazz woolwise one, which is DK, and there are 3 different sizes to this pattern, so you can decide how long the scarf is. Most of these patterns have multiple size length scarves, but the hoods are always the same size. This one is really beautiful. They style it by tying it at the back, which is quite nice, and I think it's one of the most similar to the Sophie Hood scarf ones that I have seen. This scarf, unlike the Sophie scarf, has been worked vertically, so you work at the back of the hood, work up, and then you work the scarf down, kind of like that, which is different to the Sophie scarf that you work this way, vertically, horizontally, I don't know. Anyway, it is different in that way, and it uses a different stitch which isn't said on the Etsy listing, but it looks like a fun stitch. It's not just a normal single crochet, half double crochet kind of thing. So that is interesting, and I think it's definitely one of my favourites out of the 10 that I have for you today. So moving on to the next one, it is the Amelia Hood pattern by Two Ones of a Shop on Etsy, but they also have their own website, so I'm going to put both links down below for you. They only have one size for this scarf, but it does look like it can wrap around at least a couple of times, which is what I'm looking for. I don't want one that's just like a little tie. I'm looking for something that you can kind of wrap around and keep your neck really warm. This is also one of my favourite ones. It kind of looks like it's knitted maybe slightly more than some of the other ones, and this one is $6.50 on their own website, or on Etsy it was £6.11, so I think that will work out a little bit cheaper on their website, which most things are. This one uses a worsted weight yarn, and the colour that they suggest is one of their own ones with a partnership with Lions Brand that I think, and it's called Colour Theory Yarn Lions Brand 2 of Ones, which is their name. So you can pick up a whole pack to make this actually on Lion Brand's website. So they'll send you the pattern and the yarn for it, which is great. I think that was around $20, but I'll put it up on screen when I find out how much it was. But yeah, I really like this one as well. It looks very neat and chic and kind of cool. So the difficulty for the Amelia Hood pattern is intermediate, and it says the stitch that they use is slip stitch. So it creates kind of like a knit look effect, which is why I thought it looked quite like knit. The thing with the slip stitch is it's probably going to take a little while to do, but it does use worsted weight yarn, so hopefully that will make it go a little bit faster than something like a fingering weight yarn. But anyway, I really like this one, so it is a contender for one that I will decide to make. On to the next pattern now. So the next one is the Crochet Bow Bonnet Hood Scarf by Amazingish Grace. She is actually a YouTuber and influencer as well, and I found this first on Pinterest. It was her blue bonnet with a big bow that I found first, and I thought she looked so cool in it. I don't think I would be able to pull off that look, but she looks very cute in it, and I really like how she styles it. In the one pattern that she sells, there are multiple different ways to do the scarf. So you can do it as a bow, or you can do it as more of a thicker scarf on it. And I think the pattern kind of holds your hand through the process of changing how you want the bows, the scarf bit to be, which is really cool. So then you kind of make multiple different styles just from one pattern, which is cool. So this pattern is £8.46 on Etsy, and it uses a worsted weight yarn, but it can be adapted to use any weight yarn, which is perfect because that means you don't have to go out and buy more yarn for a project. You can just use whatever you have in your stash, which is great as it's like a hood scarf. It shouldn't use too much yarn either. As well as being able to decide if you want a bow or a scarf on it, you can decide if you want it to be ribbed or not ribbed as well. So that is fab. And she has a YouTube video of her making multiple of them all in a week. So if you are interested in watching her and the process that she uses to make them, you can watch the YouTube video. It's not a tutorial, it's just more of a chatty vlog of her week, but that is still a really cool video to watch while you're making your own one, so I will link that down below as well. And then the next pattern that I found was the Edna hooded scarf by Wavelengths by Emilie. This is a really nice bonnet and scarf. The scarf comes down to a point, which I really like, and this one's slightly different to the others because it has a bit of ribbing that goes around your head, which I guess cinches it in a little bit, keeps it nice and warm to your head. I do notice that sometimes in some of these patterns it looks really cool in the designer's one, but then you look at some of the reviews and the photos of other people doing it and the bonnet looks a little bit wavy-ish, so having this ribbing will stop it from going wavy, which is cool. This pattern is £6.38 on Etsy, and there are 2 scarf options for it, so you can have a shorter or a longer one. She uses size 5 chunky yarn for it, which is something that puts me off making it because I don't have any chunky yarn in my stash, so I'd have to go out and buy some more yarn for it. But if you already have chunky in, or you don't mind buying more yarn for the project, then this one is perfect. And the yarns that she recommends are Paintbox yarns, Simply Chunky, or Mikado by Barocco. So yeah, that is this one. The next pattern I have for you is a nice stripy hood scarf pattern. It is the Hyde Hood by Juicy Luce Creations, and this one is £5.50 on Etsy. This one is slightly different to the other ones because it actually uses Tunisian crochet to create the look, and it has a much shorter little scarf. I presume you'd probably quite easily be able to make the scarf longer if that's what you're after, but it is just like a little bonnet with a little bow on it, which is very sweet, and her pictures modelling it look really great. I also love that it comes stripy, which is really fun. So this one has 3 scarf length options on it, so her picture probably has the shortest one, but she shows you how to make them longer as well, so that is good. It uses DK weight yarn, and she suggests using King Cole Merino Blend DK for it. And she also shows you another option of it where it's still stripy, but it's more of a scrap yarn project with lots of different thicknesses of stripes, which looks really cool. And similar to the Sophie Hood, it looks like there is some kind of edging around it all, which keeps it all nice and neat and together, so it looks really cool like that. And her stripy multicolored one, as you can see, she's got a blue edging around it all, so that looks really cool, and we'll probably stop at getting that stretched out shape that I was talking about earlier, so that's really nice. And in this one as well, you can tell she's got a longer scarf on it, but she ties it around twice and has the little bows quite short still. So yeah, this one is fabulous. And the next pattern, or the next few patterns I have for you, are all free crochet patterns, so they're all YouTube tutorials, which is fab. This one is the Sophie's Hood crochet pattern. It's a crochet tutorial on YouTube by Half Double Crochet, and it is simply just a crochet version that tries to mimic the Sophie Hood. It is worked in rows from one bottom of the point of the thing. It goes up and does the hood, and then it comes back down and does the other bow scarf bit of it. So this one is free, which is great, and they use kind feather yarn from Hobie. I'd say my one criticism of this one is it doesn't have the same beautiful finesse that the Sophie Hood scarf has from Petite Knit, because that has the I-cord that goes around it, whereas this doesn't have any finishing of the edges. So you could add maybe like a slip stitch around the edge just to have that neat edge around it, but otherwise it looks pretty similar to the Sophie Hood, which is exactly what they're going for. So that is a great free pattern for you. So the next free tutorial that I have for you is the crochet hooded scarf tutorial by Viv Crochets. She also has a paid version of this pattern if you would prefer to use a PDF pattern rather than a YouTube tutorial, and that is on Etsy. I will link it below as well, and it is £7.5 on Etsy. Otherwise you can just get it free from the YouTube tutorial. This is a really cool scarf. It's slightly different to the others, where it's less of a bow or a pointed end to the scarf, and it's more of a traditional flat scarf. It has stripes that go vertically all the way up and down, rather than like the Hyde scarf where it went horizontally up the hood. And it's a really beautiful scarf. It's quite different to the others. I wouldn't say it was particularly like the Sophie Hood, unlike some of the others which are trying to look like that. This is just a hood and scarf in its own merit, and it's really beautiful. She recommends using red heart yarn, which is an Aran weight yarn for it. And then the third free crochet hooded scarf tutorial that I have for you is very different from the others because it uses granny squares, and this is the hooded scarf tutorial by Käthe, I think that's how you say it, on YouTube. I will put a link down below for it. Again, it's a free pattern because it's on YouTube, and there's not much information that I can find on this. She just says that she used a medium weighted yarn, which I'm not really sure what that means, but I think because it's a granny square you could probably use any weight yarn and just add more rows to the granny square to do it. But it's a really cute one, and I like how she styles it. And if you want something a little bit more funky, a bit more of a statement piece for your outfit, this would be the perfect one for it. And then another fabulous granny square style hooded scarf would of course be the Scoodie queen herself, Ava P. It is the granny square Scoodie crochet pattern, and it's available on her website, and I think she also has it on Ravelry now as well, and it is £6. And I know that Ava P is also working on a more Sophie Hood style crochet hood at the moment, so hopefully that will be out soon and you can check her website for it. She is the Scoodie queen. I think her crochet Scoodie is everywhere. I'm sure you've seen it before, and it is more of a granny square style hood. She uses, I think, merino wool for it to get like a fluffy texture on it, and it's just absolutely beautiful. You use 3 colours or more, I guess, to create the beautiful design, and it's definitely one that I have my eye on and I have for a while, but I think I want to make more of a simple Sophie Hood style one first, see how I can style it, and then I will have a look at wearing maybe more of a granny square one. And finally, my last pattern for you, number 10, is the Pruina hood scarf, probably saying that wrong, by Paulie Knits. And this is a really beautiful crochet hood scarf. It gives me more bonnet with a thin scarf kind of vibes rather than like the nice thick warm one, so it's more of a bonnet that you kind of tie around you. It is a very cute. You can get it on Etsy for £5.18, and she says that any yarn can be used, which is fabulous. It means that you can work to your own gauge, which is great, and it definitely resembles the Sophie Hood scarf a lot as well. So that is it. That is all of the hood scarf designs that I have for you today. I hope you like some of them. Let me know if you're gonna make any. Let me know if you know how to knit and you're just gonna make the Sophie Hood scarf, or if you want to make a crochet version. Let me know if you choose any of these patterns I've talked about today, or if you know any other ones which are really good, you can comment them down below as well. If you've liked this video, please give it a like and possibly give a subscribe. I usually create crochet vlogs while traveling As you can see, I'm currently traveling North America and going to a lot of the national parks. So that is a lot of my content at the moment, is travel, crochet, and see what I'm up to. And also you can check out my Instagram, which is also Käthe of All Crafts. See you in the next one.